Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading an Arlecchino Listener by me. So let's get into it. The grandeur of the celebration hall was almost overwhelming. The heavy chandelier sparkled with cold light, and the air was thick with the quiet hum of conversation. The Fatui had gathered in full force tonight, each harbinger cloaked in their own unique presence, and you stood near the center, feeling the weight of their gazes. It was an honor, one not easily earned, and yet the sense of unease creeping through dulled with a triumph. You were now among some of the most dangerous individuals in all of Teyvat, and the whispers that followed your ascension were far from kind. Would they see you as a worthy addition, or just another pawn in their dangerous games? Quite the promotion. A quiet voice purred from behind you, and you turned sharply, coming face to face with the native herself. Her sharp crimson eyes regarded you with a mix of curiosity and amusement, and the faintest of smirks tugged at her lips. She stood closer than expected, her presence commanding, yet unsettling in its intensity. Arlecchino, I didn't expect to have the honor of your company so soon, he said, inclining your head slightly in acknowledgement. She chuckled, the sound low and smooth. Oh, please, no need for such formality here. Tonight is about you after all. Or so they claim. You raised an eyebrow, unsure how to interpret her words. And what do you think it's about? Her smirk widened as she stepped even closer, the sharpness of her gaze never wavering. I think it's about survival, she said simply. You've been thrust into a den of wolves. The question is, are you one of us? Or just another lamb? The weight of her words hit you like a blow, but you refused to let it show on your face. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't capable. And I don't intend to let anyone doubt that, you replied evenly, and her eyes flickered with approval, though her expression remained unreadable. That's good. Confidence is a start, but you'll need more than just confidence to thrive among us. Is that a warning? You asked, tilting your head slightly. No, you may consider it advice. Not everyone here is as welcoming as I am, she replied, her voice taking on a softer edge. And you couldn't help but chuckle at her words, though the sound was more nervous than amused. Welcoming is not exactly the descriptor I would use. Her smirk softened into something closer to a smile, still sharp, but genuine. You'll find I'm full of surprises. And before you could respond, a booming voice interrupted the moment. Pierre's voice carried across the hall, silencing the murmurs as all eyes turned to the center. It was only for a couple minutes that he gave a little speech, and after it was over, a chorus of glasses clinking followed his words, and he raised yours in response, your stomach twisting under the weight of their scrutiny. When the moment passed and conversations resumed, they turned back to Arlecchino, only to find her watching with a newfound intensity. You handle yourself well, but I wonder, how long can you hold up? You meet her gaze, refusing to back down. Well, why don't you stick around and find out? Her smile widened, and for the first time, there was something warmer in her expression. I just might. You're interesting. That's not a compliment I give lightly. Then I'll take it as a challenge. That's good to hear. Because I don't waste my time on anyone unworthy. She said, and the rest of the evening passed by in a blur, with various harbingers approaching to offer their own cryptic words of advice or thinly veiled threats. After all, everyone here had their own interests, aside from serving that Tsaritsa. Or everyone except Child. For the most part, he did not have an agenda of his own, and he was the most light-hearted of them. But, through it all, he felt Arlecchino's presence lingering nearby, her watchful gaze swallowing you, as though she was already staking her claim. And by the time the celebration began to wind down, you found yourself standing on a balcony, the cool night air a welcome relief from the suffocating atmosphere inside. You barely noticed Arlecchino's approach until she was beside you, her silence as commanding as her words. You did well tonight, better than most. Coming from you, that almost feels like a compliment. You replied, glancing at her. Almost. You've earned my attention. That's not something most can say. And what does that mean for me? You asked, your curiosity getting the better of you. It means I'll be watching you closely. And if you prove yourself worthy of my trust, perhaps you'll find that having me in your corner is advantageous. Her words lingered in the air, heavy with unspoken promises and challenges, and you held her gaze, feeling the weight of her interest settle over you like a shroud. But instead of fear, you felt a strange sense of excitement. I'll keep that in mind. She smiled, her crimson eyes glinting with something dangerous and thrilling. Welcome to the Harbingers, Oyan. Let's see what you're truly made of.